And there's no delay, actually, and the sound quality is good.
Yeah.
Names coming through.
Our names are coming through on the chat. Cool. So yeah, this is the first in probably a series of interviews with digital nomads from everywhere. Whoever wants to be part of it, I've got a few people lined up. Informal, easy chat, and just to like dig down a bit and see why you do what you do, how you do what you do, and then at the end, then everybody else can join in and ask whatever questions they want as well. So tonight, I think most people here know you, Liam, anyway. Liam the Terrible, founder of Axe to Grind Coffee. The first question I have for you, mate, is where does the Terrible name come from?
It's a really boring, long-winded story, but essentially,
We got
essentially, it comes from a few places. I used to call my stepdaughter her name and then the Terrible because she was a toddler and she was being a toddler and she was like a little, I don't know, terror. So I used to call her that. But then also I used to ride for a bike company called Terrible One, and I used to ride their bikes and everything and have all their.
Sponsored by them, were you?
Sorry?
You rode for them. You were sponsored by them.
No, I wasn't sponsored by them. Sorry, I have been sponsored by a few different companies over the time that I rode bikes, but I wasn't sponsored by that particular one. But they were the best bike company out there, and they were like handmade to order and all that kind of thing. They were not like mass produced. So I used to ride their equipment wherever I could, and they were called Terrible One. So it kind of just came from that really. And when I first started on YouTube, my YouTube name was like my standard name sort of thing, like my Gmail name or whatever. So I needed something and I just put that in on a whim, and then it's obviously stuck, and I don't particularly like it. It's just stuck now, and
It's terrible, mate.
Yeah. I don't actually like using my normal name. I wish I had a name a bit more like yours where it doesn't have an actual name in it. Kite Van Man. It's a bit like I wish I had something Van Man or something, or
no, I don't like mine either, you know.
Really?
Yeah, I've been wanting to change it like pretty much since after a year of doing it, but then everything kind of gets set in, doesn't it? And you're like, well, I have to change all these URLs, I have to change these user accounts. It's like, yeah, and also it's a van.
I don't mind when people. I don't mind when people call me terrible or things like that. I like that part of it. It's just don't like my actual name being a part of it.
Okay. I see.
Like wearing a T-shirt with my own name on it, or having a sticker on my van with my own name on it, just seems stupid. Like that's the thing that bothers me the most.
No, I think that's all right. I was just literally interested in like the whole the terrible part of it, you know. But I quite like it as a brand.
Yeah. It's all right. It's worked so far.
So how long have you actually been van lifing for?
What are we on? November, so
2020.
2 years. 2 years and 3 months.
Yeah, that's accurate.
It's a lot longer than I expected.
Yeah, and the whole like getting into more business stuff. Did you aim to have an online business or have an online business and go like, okay, this could facilitate me to like be able to like live in a van and travel about a bit and work remotely, or did you live in a van and then think, right, okay, now I can set up a business where I can work from my van?
No, so basically, when I first moved into the van, I had like a decent job, but I only worked part-time. So I was working 3 days a week. And if anybody couldn't be bothered, go back to some of my old videos from where I first started living in a van. I was saying I can sustain this life and only work 3 days a week and in my normal job, which I did enjoy, and that'll be fine. But then the way my job went, I ended up working pretty much 7 days a week, sleeping in work's car park, and just being in and out of the office and stuff and that kind of thing. So there was a stint towards the end of that job where I started doing match betting, and I have spoke to you about it before. I've kind of wanted you to hold my hand a little bit and say, come on, Liam, you need to do this, this, and this. And where obviously I haven't got time to do that as much as I would like that at the time. I've kind of always touched on it, thinking, oh, maybe I should have something a bit more sustainable. And then when I lost my job last September, that was when I decided I should do something about it properly.
Right. And what was that job you were doing then? That was
I worked for a charity, basically. Like I was a manager and a director of a children's charity.
Okay.
Which was a stressful job, and I
Yeah.
didn't need that stress anymore.
So how did you go from something like that to selling coffee online?
I think it started off with general sort of merchandise and stickers and things, and then I think I did say I don't just want to sell T-shirts and stickers. I want to sell something a bit better, and still to this day, I'm not that bothered about selling things that I'm not that interested in myself.
Yeah.
And I am definitely interested in coffee, because I guess in some ways I'm a little bit addicted to coffee. I drink a lot of coffee. Well, I have drunk a lot of coffee. I've cut down quite a lot. So it was just that, basically. I looked into it. I had some coffee given to me, which set me off, and then I needed a more regular supplier, so went looking and tried. Well, I spent a few months basically drinking as much coffee as I could, many different coffees from around the world, finding the ones that I was interested in, finding the ones that I liked. I had a great time doing it, and then just sort of developing sort of the axe to grind name was just because I've made a few videos axe throwing and that kind of thing, and it kind of worked.
And how does the process of that work? And is it? I mean, obviously you're not sitting in your van there bagging up coffee bags. You've got it. It's going on somewhere else, and then you're like kind of drop shipping that, or what? How does it work?
Yeah, so essentially there is a company that roasts the coffee in Yorkshire, which is something that was more important to me as well. So going back to the other merchandise, my merchandise isn't drop shipped like Teespring and all those companies, because I don't really like those companies in that it's just too easy to do that. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know if you do that. I'm not trying to offend you if you do that, but you know, like,
I mean? Like, I don't know.
No. So the companies that I use for T-shirts is a one-man band that's got a unit and a screen printer, and he makes a lot of like political T-shirts and stuff. He's a VanLifer himself, so it was nice to use him to make that kind of thing. And then stickers are made by a friend of mine that helped me out a lot. So I try to keep everything close to home rather than big companies, you know. So
which is interesting. As a digital nomad, you kind of have the option to work with the world, you know. So it's interesting that you do that, because I guess it's the cheaper, usually less ethical.
Yeah. I just wanted that, basically. And then, anyway, back to the roastery. So the roastery is based in Yorkshire. I went to go visit them, and they gave me a brilliant tour. Showed me all the machinery. I got to make the coffee myself, and from like opening a sack of beans from Peru to going through weighing it, roasting it, watching the I filmed a lot of it, filmed the entire process, and then to bagging it up myself and all that kind of thing.
Oh, cool.
So
that's on your channel, is it, that video?
Yeah. I don't know what the video title is off the top of my head, but I'll find a link to that.
Yeah.
So basically, I just fell in love with that company and how they worked, and it is a very small company. They've got like maybe 4 or 5 staff. They train baristas as well. They've got like a room where they've got all different kinds of coffee making facilities, and it just seemed good. And they spent a lot of time trying to show me things and teach me things, and then from then on, I've just worked with them from then, basically.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. And in terms of starting that business, was there many barriers to entry, such as any skills you had to develop, or did you need like a minimum investment, a market to sell it to? I mean, how did you go doing that?
As far as investment goes, I had nothing. I didn't have any spare income as such to do it, so I had to start off with small quantities and then just invest the profit from that straight back in. So I'd start off with ordering 30 bags, and then from then on I'd buy 50 bags, and then from then on buy, and keep it going like that.
Yeah.
So now I'm in a position where, I was in a position until I started building this van, where I had a pot of money that I could just dip into and keep ordering from then on, basically.
Yeah. And sorry, I missed one thing actually. So do you drop ship from them? You don't keep a stock?
No. Right. Okay. So up until the last lockdown, I bought stock, held the stock in the van, shipped it all out myself. In fact, up until the end of last lockdown, actually. So during the last lockdown, I was parked in the Peak District for 3 months. I was taking trips back to Sheffield to see my daughter, and I was taking trips to the local post office to post coffee out. So I was getting coffee shipped to my care of address in bulk, keeping it in the van, which took up a lot of room. But the key part of that was for me that I got to handle every single bag before it went out. It wasn't just drop shipping. Now, since the last lockdown finished, I've changed it slightly in that I've got a friend of mine that lives in Kent. I ship everything to him now, and he ships it out. So his missus is essentially my post lady now. So I don't touch every bag anymore, but I'm not drop shipping as such, if you know what I mean. I'm not giving another company a lot of money.
Yeah.
But also, I do keep coffee in stock, because while I'm out on the road, I get people knocking on my van, have you got any coffee? And I get people asking for it. So I always keep some in for other people, but anything bought off my website is shipped from Kent.
Nice. Okay. Anita's asking here, mate, to move your head because you're out of shot a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, I think on your side of the software it looks different to what I see as well, because I see it out. Can you see like stream view or anything? Is there an option for you to like click stream view or?
I can't really. Which way am I going? This way?
No, you were good actually. Go back. Wait.
All right. Okay. I'll try and move this way.
You're good there.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. It looks different. It looks different to what.
I think it does. I've actually got a preview of what you see, and it's like widescreen, and then it puts them together, and the two little vertical ones.
Right. Yeah. Am I in now? Are you all happy with that?
Looking good, mate.
That's great. Yeah. Okay.
So what, if anything, what was the most challenging part of getting that business off the ground?
I think it was because I didn't take too many risks, as in I never bought more than I could sell, or actually more than I could drink myself. So if I ordered 20 bags, I knew that I'd get through 20 bags myself eventually. So it would just be like, it wouldn't cost me any money particularly, but it was knowing whether I could have a market for it, because it wasn't something I'd researched. I'd never looked if there was competitors or anything like that. I never looked at any of that. I just thought it'd be something extra to have that nobody else had on their website, basically. So then basically, because I had a following on YouTube, and even TikTok now is the big one. I know that you're on TikTok as well, but I sell more coffee through TikTok now than I do YouTube.
Wow.
It's crazy. So just tapping into those things, really.
Yeah. That's really cool. I mean, you've been selling enough to pay for a van build, right? Is that?
Yeah. So that's the other thing. Basically, this van is probably built from selling coffee, and it's not anybody who's following it on YouTube. The next few weeks of videos will show you how much this build's costing me. It's not a cheap one. It's not like my old build.
I'm looking forward to seeing it. No, I've seen the van already. It looks to be. I saw some solar panels you sent me today. What are those solar panels on there?
the electrics in general have cost me more money than I care to think about. But yeah, basically, I've been able to. I mean, obviously, I've sold my old van and stuff, but having the push to buying a new van was because of coffee.
Okay, cool. And challenge of daily running of the business then. Of it, what takes up your most time or is most difficult to?
Well, I'm rubbish at marketing and selling myself. So basically, I am cheating in a way by using things like TikTok because they're just easy. Like
That
you
is
just
marketing. As you're on it, that's what you're doing.
Well, yeah,
but
I'm not. Posting on social media is something that I'm not very good at. Usually, I always forget that I've got an axe to grind Instagram account. I'm not very good at that kind of thing. So, concentration is a thing that I struggle with. Yeah, I could do better in a lot of areas.
And what's your axe to grind Instagram account? While we're here, you might as well plug that in. I guess it's axe to grind.
It's just axe to grind. Yeah. Axe to grind coffee. There's a Facebook page. But...
And in terms of your work-life balance with that, then you said you were working like 7 days a week when you're doing the charity stuff with the kids.
Yeah.
How is your work-life balance now? Are you working that much, or is?
That's a tough question. I don't work.
Are you chilling out or are you working?
Like, I don't work. I don't really work. I have got jobs that I can do. I don't work when I can. Essentially, no, I did some work in between the last lockdown and this lockdown. A little bit of work, a few days here and there. No, not too much work.
The coffee business doesn't take up too much time from you. It's like you've set it up and you've got your audience for it. You've got your customers. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, and again, one of my downsides is sort of not it's motivation a little bit, but also I could do a lot more. I could be pushing it a lot more than I am doing, and I need to get into that. But for now, it is sustaining my van life, and that is the key, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. I'd be interested to see what would happen if you put more into it. You know, with because I'm certain you could grow it with in terms of sales and that, but then you get to the maybe some questions on the ethics of the drop shipping thing. You know, when it gets to like if you're selling a huge amount, then you'd have to make some decisions there.
So something else that I have looked into. You kind of said at the beginning of this video, do you sit in your van and roast the coffee yourself? Now you can actually buy coffee roasters to roast it yourself, and that is something that I almost did just so that I could show that I do it myself, and then bag it up myself and have that personal touch to do it myself.
Yeah.
But I quickly got past that point of being cost effective to do that.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. And obviously you have a few other little ventures. I think we've mentioned bit of merch and stuff like that, the YouTube channel itself. But I like from what I see, you putting most of that into the coffee, right? And your heart with the coffee is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice that people want to wear T-shirts and have stickers and all that kind of thing. It really is. I met somebody last night that was showing me a picture on their phone of them wearing one of my T-shirts, and it was nice.
That's
was
cool.
nice, but nothing beats if I go on to. Somebody just said in the comments, "Love Liam's coffee." Like that to me is the best thing. Like I go on TikTok. If I go on TikTok and somebody says, "Oh, your coffee arrived today, it's amazing," or anything like that for me is the thing that I enjoy.
Okay, that's nice. That's really nice.
I'll have to try and send you some.
I was gonna next thing, man. Okay, get out here. Yeah. For the guys in the comments, by the way, some of you are coming up as Facebook users because this software kind of needs permission to see your name. I put a link in the comments of this video. You can click on and give permission if you want to. Yeah.
I'm watching the comments on Facebook. On my
Oh,
phone.
I'm not on Facebook. See, I'm on this software.
Ah, right, okay.
I see Facebook user. As a kid, Liam, what did you want to be when you grew up? Was it a barista? Was it a YouTuber?
No. This is the other thing. People keep saying to me, you know, now you've got a bigger van, maybe you could sell coffee from your van, as in make coffee. The last thing I would want is to be a barista. The last thing I want would be to make coffee for people.
Yeah.
I don't like making my own coffee most of the time. Like, I'd rather somebody else make it for me. So no, I wouldn't. I would never. As a child, I wanted. I was pushed into manual labor jobs, like being a builder or a mechanic, or those kinds of things. I would never imagine living in a van. I would have looked down on somebody if they'd said live in a van, you know.
Mm. And what about any advice to people that want to start, not necessarily coffee, but any sort of online business, really? Any mistakes you've made? Any resources you could recommend?
Just try and get good at social media in general, like selling yourself on there. Advice as far as selling a product: don't make or buy more products than you can sell. Always. In fact, I've just got a message now saying we're out of stock on campfire roast, so I've got to go on and order a load of that now. So, but we've got sales. People are still buying it, but we're now out of stock of it, so I've got to order more. So it's always in demand, which is a really good thing.
Yeah, sure. Okay. And is it? I'm assuming you don't like VanLife. For me, has ended up being a lot longer than I anticipated it for, and as you said, it has.
Yeah.
If you moved into a house now, you left the whole VanLife thing, would you continue with the coffee?
Yeah, 100%. The coffee things become as well as being like a lifestyle business. It's kind of become a hobby as well. I wouldn't have ever. I wouldn't suggest that Axe to Grind is a proper business. I still feel it's just like a hobby or something. You know, it's something that I enjoy doing, and the sort of it's a kind of a bonus that I make a few quid from it. That's it. I would still do it. I would still sell coffee to my friends if nobody else in the world. If Liam the Terrible disappeared tomorrow and my YouTube channel, I'd still try and sell coffee to my friends, and I'd still buy my own coffee for myself.
Yeah. Well, I think that's one of the best kinds of business, really. You know, if it's got that aspect to it as well, you enjoy it. It's not about, I don't actually have any more questions for you, mate. But we'll open the floor up to everybody else.
I can see a couple of questions here.
Yeah.
Sean Miles is saying, "How is the tea selling compared to the coffee?"
You've got tea, yeah? Did you know about the tea?
Yeah, so that was due to popular demand. I've got an English breakfast tea. I cannot stand tea. Cannot stand it. And I felt bad making it because it wasn't something I was passionate about. But it was something that was requested a lot. And to be honest, it's not selling as good as I would have hoped, given the demand for it before I made it.
Yeah.
But I think it is quite expensive because of what. If you can buy 80 tea bags for like 30 pence in Aldi, people are going to be reluctant to spend a lot of money on tea, I think. So it is selling, but it doesn't sell anywhere near as good as coffee. And I've got lots of different varieties of coffee as well. So,
what varieties do you have? Right?
I've got the Axe to Grind. I've got the Campfire Roast. I've got the VanLife coffee. I've got a decaf also, which is really good. And I did a limited edition terrible blend, terrible roast, sorry, which
See, I love that, man. It's brilliant.
yeah, it's bizarre. Like somebody said to me the other day, "Oh, you're never gonna sell coffee if you call it terrible." I was like, "Yeah." I think I've sold over 700 bags so far, just online. So it's although I could sell more. For me, when I hit 500 bags last month, I was like, "Wow!" Like that's cool. A lot of coffee.
I have a question.
Did you? I was going to say, I can feel your question burning
I've
inside
got
of
a
me. This is Amy, by the way.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, Amy.
You said
which way am I going?
Yeah. You said that you don't see yourself as very good at marketing, but obviously you have a YouTube following and a TikTok following, things like that. So how do you promote your coffee to them? Is it just something that you mention? Do you use paid ads, anything like that? How do you get the word out?
A variety of things. Basically, on TikTok, it's kind of TikTok's a bit more personal because it is just like almost like a diary of what I'm doing. Like I'll make a TikTok about getting out of bed in the morning or something, you know, like everything you do, you can TikTok it. So then people say, what do you do for work? And then I'll say, which is a question I get a lot because of people interested in vans. You get a lot of critics about van life and people just assume that you're a beggar or you're a scrounger or that kind of thing. So people will say, oh, get a job.
He's a beggar.
Yeah. No, on TikTok, I get a lot of negative comments, basically saying like, "Get a wash, you tramp," "Get a job," and all that kind of thing. So what I do is I reply to those comments in a video and use those negative comments to say, actually, if you go to my website, liamtheterrible.com, you can buy my coffee and merchandise there. And that's how I earn my money. So I use the negativity a lot in to market myself, I guess.
Yeah, that's nice.
Okay, and one more. Why do you think people buy your coffee rather than just popping up to Tesco's and getting, Nescafe or something?
Good question. Some good questions.
Do you know what? That is a genuinely good question because I sell my coffee all over the world, right? And it blows my mind when I see addresses pop up on PayPal. I have people buy like 5 bags at a time from Australia, and I just think, can you not get coffee in Australia? Can you? It's just, I think, I genuinely I literally post it all over the world, and I can't like Canada. What? Why are you spending that much money on postage to post my coffee to Canada? But it is just that people want to support it, and people do see other feedback from people saying, this one's brilliant, this one's really good. I'm not trying to blow my own trumpet because I don't grow the coffee myself, but I've managed to find some of the best coffee in the world, weirdly in Yorkshire, and people are enjoying it. So other people, it's word of mouth that is the thing that's working for me. Yeah,
I'm seeing lots of comments saying how good your coffee is. So obviously once people try it, it's as good as you're doing something right, hey.
That's written by somebody that's never had sex in the morning.
Okay. So more of you, Liam. How can people see more of you? Links, social links.
Just type in Liam the Terrible in most. Terrible in most things.
Can you post the link in the comments there for us?
Can I post the link? Let me just try that. Hold on. It might take me a while.
It's all right. Any other questions from the comments, guys? Feel free, pop them in. A little scroll here.
I did see one earlier today.
What was it?
Right, I'm going to post the link now. But obviously, I've talked about TikTok.
Oh, freezing out a bit there. Come back to me. Damn, it's been doing so well. Has the connection gone for me and Liam, or is it just Liam that's disappeared? If you can let us know in the comments. Oh no, Liam is frozen. Just Liam. Okay, that's not so bad. I'm sure he'll come back. Interesting stuff, though, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Come back, Liam. come back. In the meantime, if anyone's got any questions for me, I'm happy to answer any questions, of course. Or Amy. The stunner is Amy, yeah.
What's that?
Never mind who is the stunner. I don't know. It says Facebook user. I don't know who it is. Facebook user, please accept the thing in the comments, the permissions to see your name. What's the temperature there now? Right in here right now, it's 23 degrees with no heating. Who is Amy? Love your videos. Thank you, mate. Amy's my girlfriend. As of yesterday. I know I haven't really officially introduced you yet, but I was planning on. Yeah, there's Amy. Shows your hair.
I agree with this comment. Get
What?
the hair out.
My hair? Yeah. Oh, the sides. Yeah, because it's one of those cuts, isn't it? Like it's the sides aren't too bad at the back. Like I wish the back came like a bit lower, but the woman who originally did it she's a bit angry, to be honest. I got there late. There's the back. Yeah. But I've managed to stop it going higher. A friend that has a similar sort of haircut, he said every time he has it cut, it just keeps getting higher and higher, and then he's just cut it all off.
Where are we?
Mine is definitely relevant to you and Amy, Alex Shun. What is relevant? We are in Andalusia, right next to Gibraltar at the moment. Where's Liam? Should we message him?
Yeah, find out where Liam is. Am I a van lifer? Anita, I used to live in a van. That's actually how I met Alex a couple of years ago. But I haven't lived in a van for over a year now.
Yeah, we met each other in Tarifa 2018, but we were both obviously with other people at the time, and things work out. Just trying to see if we can get Liam back.
Hey,
Is he back?
Liam, I see you.
There he is. You're sideways, mate.
Oh,
Oh, look.
Oh no, what have you got?
Let's get rid of the old Liam. There we go. Yeah. So we've just been talking about a bit of hair, actually, Liam. And
yeah, I noticed. I was still watching.
Oh yeah, okay.
No, he won't be staying still. I've come out to Spain. I didn't want to be trapped in England during lockdown, so it was my escape.
The Ravens 3, I can see your username actually, so you're cool anyway. YouTube catch-up video. Yeah, I'm catching up with YouTube videos, if you're talking to me. I think you are. I released one this morning, which was like a little short one, kind of little, but I'm catching up with them, getting up to date over the next couple of weeks. I'm going to say next few weeks, actually, to be realistic. Yeah, there's lots of getting out. Morocco was quite interesting, actually. So some of them will be fun, I'm sure. What were we talking about, Liam?
Well, I don't know. We've turned. It seems like we're talking about you now and your hair and. All
Yeah,
that
sorry, mate. There it goes.
Yeah, it was just social media links, really. So.
Yes, post them in the comments. Yeah, sure.
I posted the YouTube link in there.
Yeah.
Somebody just bought some coffee whilst I was live as well. So
way. Nice. I should have put an affiliate link in, eh?
Yeah.
No, I still owe you a tenner anyway. On that thing.
Yeah, it's only been about what 18 months.
I'm just reading these comments. Kite lessons in Tarifa, yes, 100%. It's a good place to learn to kite in Tarifa because it's always windy, but it's actually quite difficult conditions. If you can kite in Tarifa, you can kite anywhere. That's what they say. Apart from big waves.
Have you been doing much kite?
Mate, I haven't kited since I was in Dakla.
How long ago was that?
4,000 kilometers away. So that's like I think 3 months, 4 months since I've.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. But we're gonna get on it. Sure. Has Amy got a YouTube name? You don't have a YouTube.
I don't have a
She
YouTube.
has an Instagram.
No.
What's your Instagram?
At Abundant Adventures.
Abundant Adventures.
Dot Adventures, yeah.
Abundant
don't forget the dot.
Adventures.
I forget it all the time.
Liam has a great man bun. Yes, you do. To be being land.
Liam, did you sell branded condoms at one point or something?
Yeah.
Oh.
Right.
Oh,
Well,
yeah, That's brilliant.
I was given somebody made them for me with my logo on, so I didn't sell them as such, but I gave some away and used some.
Did you have some stiff competition?
Yeah, I did. But that was going to be a thing. That was right. So, you know the band Kiss?
Yeah.
Right. They're known as one of the most heavily merchandised bands in the world, right? So literally anything you can buy with their logo on it.
Oh wow.
Near enough. So even coffins and stuff, you can buy Kiss coffins and all that kind of stuff. And they had Kiss condoms. So when somebody gave that idea to me, I was like, oh yeah, like that's an unusual thing. And still people are talking about it, so it was a good thing. So my plan was to buy a load of those, and even if I was giving them away, it was something that people would remember.
They didn't want Anita. Did they work, Liam? Did you try them? Did you test these out?
Well, given that I've just had a baby, it's not a very good idea for the visit.
Okay. Yeah, we're done, man. Nice speaking to you. Great information.
Yeah, you too.
It's been a good first one of these little sessions. I'm going to somehow, hopefully, get this onto the YouTube channel as well. VanLife Digital Nomads on YouTube. If you search it, guys, subscribe on there. I just need to work out how to download it from here, which I don't think I can. Maybe I can save the Facebook post of it. Screen record it is going to be the last resort, but it's not really something I want to do. But
and
yeah.
also, I've still got a lot of footage that I started to film to make a specific video about the coffee as well. It's just literally snowed under with things, so I've not got around to editing it yet.
Nice. Let us know if you want to put it on the VanLife Digital Nomads YouTube as well, man.
Yeah, that's it. I'll send it to you.
A little advert for it, like pushing that over to your channel. Then I'm cool with that. Anything, get it going. Anyone in the comments, if anyone wants to be part of the next live video or any sort of content about digital nomadism, feel free. Give me a DM. We can talk about it. All good. Have a good evening, mate.
Nice to meet you, Amy. And hopefully we'll catch up soon in real life.
That'd be nice. You were planning to come out into Europe, no?
No, you're planning on coming back here to see me.
No, I swear you were planning to come out here. I saw something. You were.
I've always got plans. I've always got plans, but they never get executed.
Yeah. I get you.
Anyway,
no,
I'll catch up with you anyway.
Yeah, I'll be back. Once I need to sort my residency out here, then I'll come back to the UK for a bit, for a week or so.
Yeah, to Sheffield for a week.
See you soon, mate. Thanks very much.
All right, see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks everyone for watching. Bye.